Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning Zoom. This is Kevin Knecht. I'm filling in for Eric Lawfome this morning, so you're all stuck with me today. We're gonna have a good time though. Glad you're here this morning. Good morning so far. Let's see, Lisa's here, Dave's here. Marcus, good morning, sir. Good to see you. Bob is here checking in. Haley is here. Michael, Dottie, Chris, and good morning, everybody. It's gonna be a great day today. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, everybody. So glad to see the smiling faces. Put your camera on if you'd like. In fact, we should take a picture once everybody's here to kind of show off how this community is serving us, and that'll probably inspire a few others to come back here for the next round. So, okay, we're already recording. We're going to start here live in about another minute. So glad you're here. Let me fire up the chat so I can see what's going on today. It's a great day. Good morning. How does Eric do this? Because everybody pops on and like you see people popping on like the Hollywood squares, but I kind of lost track of who I already said hello to. I see somebody's in on their phone this morning. I don't think I said good morning to Jim and Chris with that great fish picture right there. Glad you're all here this morning. My name is Kevin Knecht, in for the vacationing Eric Lawfome. I don't think Eric's on vacation though. But if you saw him on Facebook last night, or you saw Heather and Sarah, they were making Christmas cookies. So maybe Eric had too many Christmas cookies last night. I'm not really sure. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We've got a great topic for you this morning. So grab a pen and paper. Mr. Steve Shaw, good morning, sir. Glad you're here. Debbie is here. Good morning. Harumi is here. I hope I said that right. Debbie, good morning. And let's see, it is just about 7:45 Pacific time. Lori is here. Hey, Lori, nice to see you this morning. And James and area code 619. And we're going to go ahead and get the recording started. Now, I know that when I show the view, I'm supposed to do this when we actually start. So I think I did that right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Eric Lawfome's daily motivational call. My name is Kevin Knecht. I'm one of Eric Lawfome's business coaches. Some of you know who I am because I've had conversations with some of you, and it's great to see you all this morning. Eric is not able to be here this morning, but he has entrusted all of us to be here live. And let's see, somebody's got some music in the back.
The cash that these cartels are making on the immigrants is like
everybody there. Okay, so we've got everybody muted now. So glad you're all here live this morning. Today is Thursday, December 22nd in 2022. It's 12/22/22. So we've got 9 days left of 2022. So I'm glad you're all here this morning. And we're going to put a little pin in Eric's Napoleon Hill series. He's going to be back with that tomorrow morning. But today, you know, as Eric likes to start the Zoom every morning, if you're right-handed, go ahead and tap your shoulder. If you're left-handed, go ahead and tap your left shoulder, or I guess your right shoulder, right? And say, great job for being here this morning, and type in the chat, affirm to yourself, today is a great day. And maybe even say it out loud to yourself on mute right now. If you subconsciously and consciously say it to yourself, today is a great day. And if it's not a great day for some reason, you know, I had a conversation with a friend of mine in my men's disciple group at my church, and he's having a kind of a challenging morning. And I said to him, but it's in the process of becoming a great day, right, Craig? And he says, amen, Kevin. Yes, it is. It's in the process of becoming a great day. So maybe those little key words, it is in the process of. If you're on track to becoming a seven-figure earner over the next year to 10 years, then you're in the process of becoming a seven-figure earner. And by the way, kudos to Eric Lawfome. Yesterday morning, how many of you were on the live Zoom yesterday morning at 7:45 Pacific? Just type in the comments I, or if you saw the replay, was that not one of the single best ideas for 2022? And if you missed it, I would encourage you to go back. In fact, I'll just log in on, I'll show you where you can find that. I've got some screen shares to share with you guys here. Let me go over to desktop. And is this the right screen? This one, I have too many desktops open here. This one right here. Okay. So if I share my screen, okay, good. So in the Sales Champion Facebook group, hopefully all of you guys are logged into the Sales Champion Facebook group. This is where all of these calls, all of these Zooms are located. But when you scroll down, and by the way, shout out to Eric's dog, Charlie, right there. Yesterday, it was yesterday's live. So it was dated December 21st. I put a note in here, this session extra special. On this Zoom yesterday, Eric really had some great conversation about putting your written plan together financially. And I want to show this to you again because it's just that important. So if you've never done anything like this, I would encourage you to consider doing this by the end of the year. So Eric here on the screenshot right here, he's showing 2059, age 89 for him. I'm the same age as him. I'm 52, he's 52. So if you're my age or something like that, if you plan on being around in 2059, maybe you want to consider, what does that look like for me? And what can I do over the next 35 years to get there? And the truth is, if we don't plan it, it's going to be, by default, we'll probably be in the same place as we are right now, which may be okay. But if it's not okay, then I would encourage you to take time today to make that part of your plan. Now, so again, you can go back and review that from yesterday. Hopefully you got a chance to see that, or this is one that you'll probably want to watch again. Now, the big news, of course, this time of year is that Eric Laughlin offers a class called the planning class. And I think most of everybody on here has already seen the planning class. So if you've not seen the planning class for whatever reason, or if you want to encourage a friend to go through the planning class, all you got to do is send him or her to planningclass.com, claim their spot. As soon as they log in with as soon as they put in their email address, they'll come onto a screen which will guide them to the replay page. And here on the replay page, there is class number 1, class number 2, and class number 3. If you're really tight on time, get class 1 done, get class 2 done, and go back and catch the bonus sessions with Dr. Donald Moyne, with Les Brown, with Jay Abraham, and Eric Laughlin, an incredible power hour. And get your written plan together. And on this, I went through this class back in 2016, just to share my story here. My background was in network marketing for many years. I met my wife, Melissa, on America Online in 1997. The year after that, that movie, You've Got Mail, came out. Remember that movie, You've Got Mail? That's the story of how Melissa and I met. And we've worked from home all these years. And when we came across Eric, he came to our company, a company called Techademics, back in 2016. It was on my anniversary of all days, December 8, 2016. That's how I remember it. And he did a training called Sales 101. And he had a little thing at the end. He says, hey, if you ever want to get organized and have your best year ever, then you may want to come to my planning class. And I thought, wow, what's the planning class? And I realized in that moment when I started going through class number 1, how valuable of a skill this is to have and to be able to teach others. You ought to master this for yourself. And if you have a sales team, if you have a team, then this is probably a good idea to share with others. If you have children or grandchildren, this is a great concept to teach to them, to help them plan out their year. It's not just fiscally responsible, but it's about their emotional state, their wellness state, health and wellness, their, spiritual state. For one of the things I had kind of run into this year was in 2022, I recommitted to going back to church, something I had not done in years. And it's been everything for me. And I didn't even have it on my plan. So now I have it on my plan for 2023, and I'll be much more on purpose. But my encouragement for you today is to complete this plan. If you've never completed anything in your life before, I'm giving you permission to do it just this one time. And then when you complete the plan, you see right on here, go to free coaching, and you can request a coaching session right here. And this will end up in Vicky's email box at the ELI headquarters out there in California. And she will distribute your name to myself or to one of the other business coaches. And we'll have a one-on-one session to talk about your goals. And in that time, I would encourage you, the last step, a lot of you guys might not have even seen this little link at the top here, coaching program. The coaching program right here is Eric Laughlin's 1-year coaching program. What if you worked for a year and got most of the things done on your list that you haven't gotten done in the last 5 or 10 years? What if? Write that down right now. What if I got things done that I've been putting off and putting off? What if I had a plan for the year? How would that feel right now on a scale of 1 to 10? And maybe the next question to ask yourself would be, how has it felt the last 1, 2, or 3 years if I didn't have a plan? How does that feel? And look at the variance. And when I ask this question to people I'm on the phone or on Zoom with, they typically say, wow, they're about a 3, 4, or 5 when they don't have a plan. When they do have a plan, they're an 8, 9, or a 10 as far as how they feel. And that's a really important piece, is how do you feel about your plan? I mean, you can write the plan, but if you put it in your sock drawer and don't look at it for a year, what's the point? The key is that you want to put this plan together and have optimal health. Like optimal health, I see in the chat right now. Let's see in the chat right now. So right now in the chat so far, if you want to be so bold, has anybody completed their plan so far? So if you've completed your plan, give yourself a 10. If your plan is part of the way through, give yourself a 9. And if you know you need to get your plan done, give yourself an 8. So that way everybody passes. You get an 8, 9, or a 10. All right, so I see 10, 10, 8, 8, 9, 9, 8, 8. Love it. Well, thank you for participating, everybody. Appreciate you with that. So the goal is to give yourself a 10 by the end of the year. And we have till December 31st. And the great news is that looking down the chat here, most everybody here is in some form of sales, right? Would that be fair to say? Or you're a business owner, or you're accountable to other, maybe you have employees, or you have a team, or you certainly have a family. So if we're going to ask other people in our lives, our spouses, if we're going to ask our kids or our grandkids, if we're going to ask our team, our employees to be accountable, then wouldn't it be a good idea if we did it first? And maybe we have to do it by ourselves the entire year of 2023. Maybe we've been so dysfunctional with completing goals, and it's okay. You know, we're all imperfect. We're all, you know, not to use a church term too much, we're all sinners. We're all, you know, broken, and we're in the process of healing. So if we've done everything wrong up until now, in this moment right here today, as winter solstice takes effect and we're kind of starting to get a little bit warmer, hopefully, although it's not going to get warmer here the next couple of days down here in Florida. But what if you had accountability for the next year and you just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I'll give you the cliff notes of exactly how this coaching program works with Eric. He's basically saying, I guarantee that your income will increase in 2023. Maybe write that down on your piece of paper right now. What if you could guarantee yourself a 10% pay raise? What if you could guarantee yourself a 20% pay raise? What if you could guarantee yourself a 100% pay raise? And make that part of your plan. And here's the thing, when you work with Eric Lofholm and you say, hey, I'm going to increase my income, maybe your income right now is $120,000 a year, and you want to make $150,000 next year. You want to go up by $30,000 so you can finally pay down that credit card, and maybe you put a couple extra payments on your mortgage, and you can start an investment account that you've never done before. You know, I don't know. I'm just spitballing right here right now. So Eric knows that's your plan, and you're working with him for the year. Then it's his mission to make sure that you hit the goal. And if we come to the end of the year and for some reason you're not there for whatever reason, then, you know, he's going to keep working with you to make sure the goal gets hit. And it might, what if it took you an extra month to hit that goal, by the way? So what's 30,000 divided by 2? That's a 25% pay raise, right? So what if it took you an extra month, but you still did it? Would that be okay? Probably. So I would encourage everybody to really consider working closely in 2023. And, you know, and I can say this because it's Eric's coaching program. I'm one of his coaches, yes. But what all of us are doing is buying Eric. And that year, working with Eric in 2017, that calendar year, yes, I paid the $5,000 to coach with Eric for the year, but I have results that are still accruing from that year of coaching with him. And, you know, the value of that, he ought to raise the price, by the way. So we ought to get in on this now before he decides to raise the price. So, but hopefully my encouragement for you today is that you will decide in this moment, pray on it. You know, we've got family and friends coming into town. We're going to see people that we love. We can really be in a good place for 2023 to be our best year and turn around and help others who may be struggling right now. I think we all know people who might be struggling right now. And what if we could be that beacon of light for them? What if we could focus on our goals? Maybe we could get physically fit and fiscally fit and be that beacon of light for somebody else, because we're not so worried about our own needs because we've got our own needs taken care of. Wouldn't that be incredible? So anyway, let's see. So looking back in the comments here, I saw a few more 8s, 9s, and 10s. All right, good. So today, the goal for today is to set the plan for when you're going to complete the plan. So let's write that down as we close out the Zoom this morning. Set the plan for when you're going to complete the plan. Some of you may have extra time off around the holidays, like, Christmas is on Sunday, but a lot of you may have Monday the 26th off, and it might, even if you're working, it might not typically be a good work day if you're in sales, but that might be a day to carve out 3 or 4 hours. Or what if you and your spouse decided to go through the training together and have family goals? Quick story, some of you know that my wife and I went bankrupt in 2011 because I was a knucklehead and I should have gone and gotten a job when my business was failing, and I chose not to. So we went bankrupt. So we came back to life in 2012, and our business was starting to take off in 2012. And one of the goals that I set was with my then 12-year-old son, Tanner, was, all right, Tanner, if we hit $100,000 in 6 months from scratch here in 2012, and in that company that we were part of, it was basically 1 sale a day, Monday through Friday. If we did 20 sales, it would be 10 upgrades, and it would be 5 more, and it would lead to $10,000 a month. And I said, if we have a $10,000 month by the end of our 3rd month, we will have the money set aside to be able to take you to Disney World. And the way he helped me in that was I had a whiteboard in my office, and I numbered it 1 through 30, 1 through 30, 1 through 30. And every day I gave him the marker, and his job was to ask me, how many sales, Kevin, did you have today? And, if I had 0 too many days in a row, that was kind of rough. So I became accountable on a daily basis because my why was standing right in front of me. Now I have to look up at my why. Back then I could look down on it a little bit. By the way, extra credit on the side. Any short dads or moms in the house where your kids are taller than you now? Is there just taller kids club, right? I never thought that would happen. I'm 6 feet tall and my son is 6'1". That's pretty awesome. So there's another idea that might help you as far as being accountable. If we can have our family be accountable, then that might be the pivot point to having your greatest year yet. Jean says, I will have my plan by the 29th. Paul says, I'll have my plan by the 29th. Excellent. Dottie says, I'll have my plan by the 28th. All right. So set the plan when you're going to set the plan. Yes. Love it. So Bob says, I'm going to have it by the 30th. Dave says 30 to 31. Neil says, I'll have it done in time. By me saying your name out loud, it has to be done right now. It's on the recording, right? The chat doesn't get on the recording, but all of your names are on the recording. The plan is completed, Laura. All right, good. Mike says on the 29th. Very good, Mike. All right, anybody else want to chime in before we wrap up for today? Deborah says complete on the 26th. Love it. This accountability, when we are the heads of our households, this is where it starts. My father was an electronics engineer, so he never had conversations like this with me. Electronics engineers are great because they always think of what can possibly go wrong. And we salespeople, business owners tend to think of what can possibly go right. So there's a balance in there. So love your electronics engineers, family members. They'll think of your shortcomings and be able to prepare you for that. Steve says December 30th. All right, awesome. Well, that's all we have for today. I hope this was helpful. And the theme of today, if we want to go back and watch the recording, is accountability and thinking about having your best year yet. Love you all. Thank you for being here. My name is Kevin Knecht. Eric will be back tomorrow morning. Thank you for allowing me into your homes today, and have a beautiful Christmas, Hanukkah season if we don't see you tomorrow. And we'll be right back here tomorrow morning in the meantime. Bye for now.